Hi, I'm Ember Conley, your host for Political Peaks. I'm joined today with the mayor of Heber City, Kelleen Potter. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ember. Nice to be here.
Well, I know that Summit County is definitely seeing an uptick in visitors and a positive impact with the sales tax. What are you seeing in Heber City and Wasatch?
We're seeing the same thing. It's almost as if everyone's finally been let loose and they decided to come to the Wasatch Back. We have tremendous numbers of people coming to our valley. Our traffic's increased. Our restaurants are busy. It's just been a busy summer so far.
You know, one of the questions that I've had from different community members has been, as we've worked out of our pandemic, and definitely just what you said, like people are ready to go and do, the Delta variant of the virus has definitely caused concern as well. Are you continuing to work with the public health department and monitor that? And what's your message to your community members?
Well, we were meeting weekly with our county health department and all of the people who were involved. And recently we've cut those meetings back to every other week or monthly. And I've had some conflicts, so I'm not totally up to speed. But our message has, the big concern right now, we met with the hospital administration recently. And clearly the numbers of people who are dying are 98% unvaccinated. In our community, I think when we met, we were at 41%. We're still encouraging people to do that, to study it and research it and hopefully get more people vaccinated, because that's where we are vulnerable, is with people who haven't been vaccinated.
Absolutely. And as you talk about vulnerabilities, the drought has definitely been of major concern. I know that you've taken some efforts to be able to mitigate the fireworks. What other measures are you working in with the council to try to mitigate the drought and water usage?
Well, we're adopting the governor's recommendations so that we are having our parks department and encouraging our citizens to not water during the hot times of the day, to make sure there's less water being evaporated and more water going into the ground. We've talked to people about less watering lawns. There's so many things we can learn from about how much water we really need in our yards and how much water we can save by not overwatering. We are working on a conservation plan. Awesome. And monitoring carefully as we see things move forward. If it gets worse, we will know which things to implement and what things will, not need to worry about. So we're still kind of researching it and determining what needs to happen.
Well, it definitely is something that we're worried about. I know especially with the 4th of July and people maybe not really listening to that fire ban and fireworks. So best wishes there. I know that for many months you have continued to have properties annexed into Heber City, and you continue to work on the actual annexation plan. What are some developments that have occurred over the last couple months?
We adopted our North Village overlay zone, and there was a citizen referendum to stop that zone from happening, and it failed. There weren't enough signatures. So there are at least 4 annexation properties that people are looking at moving forward in the process. It's a long process, and so they are looking to move forward. There's one annexation on the corner of 40 and River Road that the county has approved. What we call, everyone refers to it as the resort property. They approved a large resort that nobody likes. It's an awful plan for that corner. I wish we could go back to having nothing there, but there are entitlements there. And this annexation policy plan, some of our council members said, we don't even want that to be considered in our city. We don't want them to even be allowed to request annexation. So we've gone through a process with Planning Commission, and it's coming back to council for a vote. And whether or not they eliminate it from our annexation policy plan or not will be determined on Tuesday night.
Well, I know that growth just continues to be a topic across the Wasatch Back, and we're continuing to see, our second homeowners, of course, visiting, but even our primary homeowners. So I know that you continue to work with the development there. As we move on to the conclusion of our interview, let's talk about something fun. It's getting ready to be 4th of July. I know that you have been able to host outdoor events even during COVID. So what are some fun activities that are happening in Heber City?
Probably the most fun thing that we host as a city is our Thursday night concert in the park, and we've rebranded it. It's the Market on Main, and I have never seen so many people out as I have these last few times. So Thursday nights we have, starting pretty early, like 4:30 or 5, we have food trucks, we have booths, and always a fun concert that starts around 6:30. And it just seems like everyone's ready to get out and have some fun and socialize, and that's our biggest event. On Saturday, we have a free lunch in the park. It'll be a small thing with, free hot dogs and some games. And we're not doing fireworks, but I know Midway has their small town 4th, and they'll be doing some fireworks after.
Awesome. Well, I know that we're hopeful that we'll at least see 1 or 2 fireworks, but certainly understand and really honor that direction that we aren't having the fireworks. Kelleen, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and again, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you so much. Always good to be here.
Awesome. I'm Ember Conley, your host for Political Peaks. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Park City TV and over the air on channels 17, 36, and 102.